Good morning, pilgrims. It's November the 6th and I'm walking into the CBD of Melbourne. It's going to take me a bit over 2 hours, and I just thought I would do a Q&A today. For those who are new to this channel, my name is Em and I vlog about the Camino, but also walking after the Camino, preparation for the Camino, any Caminos, and also just how do you get on with your second part of life. Because obviously I think most of my viewers are from the Gen X era, which is, I think, the best. That's when music was really, for me, alive. The 80s fashion never gets old, I don't think. But whoever is out there watching this, I hope that there is some value, because it's not just for Gen Xers, but anyone that is looking to make the most of second chances, second stage of life after a setback, maybe a significant breakup, and really just about living your best life in the most healthy way so that we can continue on our journey. So pilgrims, I hope that you will continue to stay on this channel, and for those who are new, welcome. It's about 31 degrees today, so quite warm, and it's quite windy. I get hay fever, I've just noticed, since I've come back from my Camino Frances. It is spring, and I guess that's where high pollen count is impacting my sort of respiratory system. So red nose, runny nose, puffy eyes, itchy skin, that kind of stuff. So bear with me. So one of the questions I've had was, why did you go on the Camino, and why the Camino Frances? Well, I went on the Camino because I guess at about, 10 months ago, I decided that I needed a reset. I needed to have time to get away from stuff at home that wasn't really helping me, wasn't good for my mental health, and I wanted to go on a long walk to be by myself and just to listen to my inner voice and see what I want in life. A little bit of personal background, which I probably don't want to talk too much about, but basically I've been divorced since 2018. I've got 2 adult kids now, 18 and 20. I'm, struggling with self-forgiveness in terms of my role in the marriage breakup. My ex-husband is not the only villain, I guess. I'm just trying to basically say that I think any breakups, it's about 2 people just not meeting in the middle, and I think I need to own up to my part of it. What the sort of fallout of the marriage breakup, of course, is that there are issues in the family dynamics, and there's 2 things I really want. Is that I really want to have a better relationship with my ex-husband, because we do have 2 kids, but that's his decision. The other thing too is that one of my children obviously has decided that I'm the evil person, and so I'm just trying to build up my relationship with that particular, with one of my kids, I guess. I'm just trying to rebuild it. And I think for a while I was hating on myself and thinking, well, I must be a terrible mother to have one of my children not wanting to be with me and choosing to move out and to be with my ex-husband. But I realized that there needs to be some growth between the 2 of us before we can heal. So I'm hoping that one day, one of my kids will come back to me, and I'm always here for that. So that's my heartache at the moment, and it really is a big one, and I think it's really has given me a lot of self-limiting beliefs about myself, and I went on the Camino to try and work that through. Did it work? Probably not in a way that I wanted to. I came back and nothing has really changed. What I will say though is that the Camino needed to be something that is of a distance so that I can have that time to really mull over things, and I think the Frances gave me that. I'm also the type that wants to do something properly, so I guess for me anyway, I decided the Camino Frances provided me with 6 weeks of solitude if I choose to. I can be as social as I want to, and I could, explore and discover as I need to. So the Camino Frances was the one, and I wanted to walk every step. I wanted to feel what that's like and to carry my own stuff, and I did. To answer the question as to what I do for a living, my profession has been or is currently a communications professional. So I am responsible for public relations in a company or for a brand. I have worked in in-house capacity, like for private sector, for companies, for consultancies, for government agencies. I've worked for startups. So my role is really to help out on the bridging communications between an organization or a company to the public. So PR, publicity, public relations, corporate communications. Just to break that down a bit, I write press releases about company products or services. I also do speeches for like CEOs or for senior executives. I write company annual reports as well as their digital platforms like their website. I do social media, and I do anything that communicates our brand value to the public. Some of the sectors I've worked in include hospitality, tourism, healthcare, technology definitely, as well as fashion. So since coming back, people have asked me, has the Camino given you any answers? I truly believe that if you actually walk long enough, you will get the answers. And I think while I don't have the answers right now, I do know within myself what those answers could be. And so yes, I think it's helped me land on a few things. I'll tell you what they are, okay? And I need to keep it pretty general because obviously privacy needs to be considered. But number one, I really think that I need to simplify my life. I think pre-Camino, I was all over the shop. I was working but not very happy with where I was in my current sort of job profile. Not saying that the job wasn't good, I enjoyed my job, but I think felt that I could also do a lot more, because certainly I kind of shortchanged myself in my career. So anyways, I'm grateful for any work that I got, and so it just wasn't where I wanted to be in terms of my earning power, and because I have a lot of experience. I've ran companies before, and I've ran my own business, and I've led teams, and I feel that where I am right now, because of my self-resentment, my self-blame, my limiting beliefs about my own abilities, that I have held myself back. And so I realized that I need to undo that. But that's probably the answer to another question. The question is, what did I learn on the Camino? And so to go back to what I mentioned, it's really about simplifying my life. So what that means is basically getting rid of clutter. And I'm not talking about any kind of clutter. I'm talking about not just the day-to-day sort of household clutter. I really mean sort of the clutter of my life, the noises that's not really serving me. So yes, getting rid of material possession is definitely one thing that I learned from the Camino, because let's face it, if you've traveled for 41 days with just a backpack and everything you need for those days in a 30-litre backpack, you go home and you think, I don't need to have even like 3/4 of my wardrobe, So I am learning to simplify clutter in my household. The other thing that I learned on the Camino is to be still and to listen. And I think moments of clarity is so important. And I got many of those moments. Despite the physical challenges, I found myself at the end of the day, or even during some of the walks, that I kind of need to do things to ensure that I thrive in this second stage of my life. That moment of clarity made me realize that I need to stay true to who I am and live my life in the most authentic way. And that means being emotionally honest on several fronts. I have to be, because you know, you are at midlife, and so you can't really be faffing around, as they say in Australia. You need to think about what is it that makes you happy, what is it that lifts you up, and what do I need to do or clear out of my life so that I can, you know, come to self-actualization. So Moments of Clarity for me was an interesting lesson from the Camino. And so, you know, I came back and I kind of realized who are the friends that I want to keep, meaning that you just discard people, but it's like, who is it that really looking after your best interest, and who do you really need to minimize time with. So I've talked about simplifying my life, declutter all aspects from your life. The other thing is just getting my finances into it. And what that means is to really ask myself the honest question as to where do I want to live in terms of location. And so where I'm living right now, I'm happy with. I'm not happy with my actual house because it's not the layout that I desire, but the location is everything, you know, and I've got good friends here. The other option is, of course, to move on from my current location and house and move closer to the water. And I also have a beautiful set of friends near where I'm thinking of as well. But I haven't decided on that. But yes, to really look at where I want to live, and therefore, do I need any more assets? Okay, if I'm happy with my one house that I live in, a house that is open for my children to come back anytime and will always have a bed for them, and a house where I can daydream and to build my goals and to have friends over and to I guess nurture my soul. So that has enabled me to go out and really figure it out, what is the most tax effective ways to live, and potentially I might seek out the help of a financial advisor, although the ones that I have seen always wanted me to put things in products, and I'm just not quite there yet. So I'm just watching a lot of videos on YouTube to try and get myself educated on a financial healthy future. Superannuation, which is a retirement platform that every Australian has access to, is like a topic that my friends and I are starting to talk obsessively about. I guess we're all at that age where we're thinking, well, how do we retire well? Do we want to retire and just have a holiday every 7 years? Or do we want to retire like a rock star? And if we want to retire like a rock star, which for me is just, you know, an international holiday once a year, a domestic holiday once a year, and just, you know, enough funds to enable me to do good things and have great experiences with the people I love, and to maintain my, I guess, what makes me tick, would need a certain amount. And so I guess for me now it's like trying to align that, which is also tied up with getting the right job. The other thing that I've come to get some clarity on is the need to keep moving and keeping myself healthy, because I think at the end of it, no matter how much you might have stored away or you may want to create in terms of a financial future, health is actually the real wealth. And so I have to keep moving. I want to keep walking, which is why I've renamed my channel to Walk with Em, because I want to showcase that you can actually walk daily and to keep walking. And look, there's 250 Caminos in Europe, and then there's other walks around the world. So, you know, I really believe in the power of walking, and the Camino's given me that. Gosh, I can tell you that it was very unexpected in terms of the challenges that I faced. The weather was certainly a huge sort of character in that play, but it's made me realize that, again, walking is good for your health, and walking is good for your mental health as well. So you can't really lose with that. Goes for cyclists as well, walking and cycling, just basically anything that enables exercises and keeps you moving from one place to the other. Oh, this hay fever is really getting to me, so I think I might stop recording in a second. But the other thing too is that I've learned is to have self-advocacy. So that comes with, I think, self-esteem and self-belief, you know, in your own thinking and your own feelings and decision. I do have, like, obviously a panel of friends that I run things through, and I mean, they don't know they're on a panel, but I do have certain people that I go for sort of, you know, bouncing off ideas and thoughts and kind of checking in to see whether or not I'm not insane in some things that I'm trying to put together. And they are wise and beautiful and have my best interest at heart, and I am so appreciative of. Learned is that, you know, I don't need to do too much of that. Is that what I feel is real and what I think is true. Well, you know, so basically have confidence in my decision-making process. And so with those lessons from the Camino, here's what I am going to focus on for the next 12 months. Number one, maintain the relationships that I want to keep across all types of relationships, I guess. Number two, supporting my loved ones and putting some distance between me and those who do not serve me in terms of my mental health. Number three, forgive myself for past shame, guilt, and learn to move on. Number four, declutter stuff from my life, which is basically material possessions that no longer serves me, and have more breathing space. Number five, organize my financial future, get myself into a plan that will enable me to as soon as possible retire, but to basically carve out a life that will sustain me in terms of financial. Number six, keep walking, keep moving. And I guess, you know, in order for me to do that, I need to get myself aligned with, you know, a clearer head, more space, less objects around me, less obstacles, and having the kind of job that allows me to go for walks and yet still be enough in terms of sustaining my day-to-day life. Also to keep walking for health reasons, and that's physical and mental health. Stay true to myself, stay authentic, and have confidence in my own decision-making power, as well as my own clarity of thinking, and not second guess myself, you know. I think that's really important that I do that in the next 12 months. I think I'll stop there, guys, because that's a lot to sort of, you know, throw at you in one video. But yeah, if you've got any questions, please put them down in the comment section and I will help to answer them in the ways that I can, I guess. But yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but I think at the moment it's really those several sort of lessons from the Camino that I have drawn from my experience walking the Camino Francis August to October this year. And then I think just little list of things that I need to get in place and to maintain for myself so that I don't lose those lessons. And with that, I want to announce to you that I am planning my next Camino, and that me and my things with hat, you know, I don't know if that was a good omen or not. So when I said I was planning my next Camino, the wind took off my hat. But yes, and it's going to be the Camino Portuguese, which will then be the Camino Finisterre and Lucia. So it's really 2 more Caminos in my future. Hoping that could happen sooner rather than later, but stay on this channel. I am going to make some more planning and setting in place a solid plans, and I will update you, but certainly I will be vlogging those 2 Caminos, so that if you are interested, then stay on. And for those who are interested in my sort of personal journey, please stay on, and hope that those who have not subscribed to please hit the subscribe button, because that's another thing too in my sort of planning in terms of creative outlet is to try and grow the channel if I can. Well, at the end of the day, I have to be of value to you, I guess so. But all right, well, that's it for this week. I'm going to keep walking. I'm heading into the city, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually a little bit longer than I should be because, you know, I'm videoing and sneezing my head off, but I will get there. All right, you have a great week ahead. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you so much for liking and subscribing and commenting. It helps the algorithm. Okay guys, have a good one. Bye for now.